What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Well, welcome in, everybody. I am your host, Derek, a.k.a. Sleez. Today's episode is going to be episode number 213. Before we dive into my tight end Dynasty Top 30 rankings, I want to wish you guys a happy Memorial Day weekend here. I'm going to be heading out here, probably not back till Monday as well. So we're going to have some fun this weekend as well, guys. And when we're looking at Dynasty rankings and we're looking at the tight ends, they do have a longer shelf life than running back. So the age differentiates not going to be the same as my running back wide receiver videos. If you guys want to check those out, they're posted before. I will also dive into what we're dropping here coming this Monday, which will be our license to snipe Discord. I'll do that at the very end, which is going to show you everything you guys need for Dynasty. I'll also pin the comment on the video as well, guys. And before we dive into it here, guys, make sure you smash that like and subscribe. All the support's appreciated, whether you're wishing or whether you're watching Apple, Spotify, YouTube, whatever it is. I can't thank you guys enough. And let's take a look at my tight end top 30 Dynasty rankings. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my tight end ranking board here. Baller tier at the top, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. We are going to go through my top 30. I do have my top 60 up in the Discord. Again, I will allude to that at the end of the video here and tell you guys what's going on there. And here we go. So it's going to be a little different here for Dynasty with these top two, right? So Brock Bowers, obviously generational tight end, came into the Raiders last year. Tight end 1 as a rookie, just like Sam Laporta the year before. Put up 262.7 points. So he is my Dynasty tight end 1 just because he's 3 years younger than Trey McBride. So Trey McBride, these are your two, elite tight ends, right? But Trey McBride is my tight end 1 on this season. So heading into 2025, he will be my tight end 1 ranked redraft style. Bowers is the one I want to own in Dynasty. Obviously, longevity is going to matter a little longer, and they're about the same tier, right? But why I have Bowers as tight end 2 this year is because now you have Geno Smith in town, you have Ashton Genty, Pete Carroll, and a 55% run-heavy offense. They bring in Jack Beck along to go with Jacoby Myers. I just think you're going to see a tiny, if any, a little regression with Brock Bowers, even though he's not just a tight end that lines up a tight end, he lines up everywhere. Now, on the Trey McBride side, I expect him to find some touchdowns this year. I can't believe what he did last year with the minimal touchdowns that he had. Absolutely crazy. I think he's going to go nuclear this year and be tight end 1, as I just said earlier. Tight end 3, we're going to get wild here. I am enamored with Penn State's Tyler Warren. This guy isn't just the jack of all trades, Taysom Hill. He's a 3 times better talent than Taysom Hill at the same thing. Rushing for 200-plus yards at Penn State. Massive receiving yards at 1,400. Touchdowns galore. And he even played quarterback. So this guy's going to get, goal line packages where he can throw a touchdown pass kind of Taysom Hill style in a Colts offense that is probably going to feature either Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson. We don't know how it's going to look yet. And they're going to utilize this man all over the field. My number 3 Dynasty tight end, I want to own him at all costs right now. And I have his value way higher than close to 11, but I'll get to that in a minute. Number 4, Sam Laporta, still going to be a top 5 Dynasty asset. I know he had a kind of down year last year playing injured. Ben Johnson out of town, new offensive coordinator in town. We're going to have to see how this offense looks. Still a lot of weapons to go around. But Sam Laporta is still definitely going to be a very, very easy pick for me at tight end. I don't know why I'm hearing the draft go off in my ear here. Let me close these out, make sure I have everything locked up here. Hang on 1 second here. Yeah, I had the draft going in my ear. Not good. All right. So, heading out of tight end number 5 here. Sorry about that, guys. It's still, man just gets a massive contract. Age is not going to matter for me with George Kittle, Purdy's go-to guy. I mean, you now even have Debo out of town. You got Ayuk a little banged up. You might see Purcell break out a little bit. I like him for a breakout. I think Jennings will lead the way. CMC is still going to see targets. But this man with the contract he just got is still going to be a top 5 asset at tight end. That's the end of tier 1. Heading down to the end of the baller tier. Heading down to tier 1 here. Why I have Colston Loveland lower than most people and why I don't understand why people draft him over Tyler Warren, right? So when you're looking at this situation, Ben Johnson coming to town, yeah, they say he's going to be the new Sam Laporta for him, right? But they already had Cole Kmet. They go out, they get Luther Burden as well. So now they have DJ Moore, Romo Dunze, Luther Burden, Cole Kmet, Colston Loveland, DeAndre Swift, who averages 50 targets every season he's played. there's going to be so many mouths to feed, and it's not even just the mouths to feed. It's the contracts looking ahead. DJ Moore's opt-out's 2027. Luther Burden and Rome will be on rookie contracts for 4 to 5 years. Obviously, Rome's is 5 round 1. And it's just a situation. I mean, yeah, is he a superstar talent? 21 years old. I get all of that. I just don't like the target situation for him coming up for the next 2 to 3 years. So that's why I have him lower. Number 7 is going to be TJ Hawkinson. Now, this is one of the best redraft, best ball buys. If you guys play that, we are talking Dynasty here, but you got JJ McCarthy coming in. He's going to be rookie quarterback pretty much because he missed his first year. So we'll call it, rookie quarterback second year here. And what do they look for? Their security blanket. Justin Jefferson going to take the top off, double teams. Jordan Addison as well. I think TJ Hawkinson is in for a monster year, and he is my tight end 7 on the year. Tight end 8, I'm probably the highest ranker of him there is. Tucker Kraft. This man is an athletic specimen. I know Luke Musgrave will be back this year, but I think he's kind of phased out. And what's happened is now you have the Green Bay Packers loading up their wide receiver room because their wide receiver room dropped the ball so much last year, number 1 rate. So you don't know how it's going to go for Romeo Doubs. You don't know how it's going to go for Wicks. I do think Reed and Golden will lead the way, but this is going to open the middle of the field for Tucker Kraft all day, and he is one of my favorite values at tight end. I have him at Dynasty tight end 8. Number 9, he's still going to be up here. Mark Andrews, I know he's getting to the 29-30 age coming up here. If he's still healthy, he's still a relevant piece, but it's kind of a contending only piece for me. I really would like the Isaiah, let's just talk about it right now. If Isaiah Likely, so I have Likely down here in tier 3. If he gets his shot, he's a top 10 asset in Dynasty right away. If anything happens to Mark Andrews, like they were talking about trading him in the offseason, Isaiah Likely can explode. They're still going to be out there together, but it just always hurts Isaiah Likely for me when Mark Andrews is out there too. So if I own Mark Andrews, I'm not contending. I'm trying to sell him right now if I can, while the value's still kind of there. Heading down to number 10 here, it is going to be Dalton Kincaid, and I feel like he's the most slept-on tight end in every single format this year. He played hurt all last year. And yes, I was very high on him last year. Obviously, the injury didn't help him all year long. And the Bills, in a wide receiver draft where they could have made moves, they went out and they got Joshua Palmer, and they went out and they got Elijah Moore, which means they trust the wide receiver core. They have the tight ends that they have. I know Dawson Knox still gets some playing time here and there. I would like to see Kincaid face him out this year. And I think Kincaid's value is absolutely the lowest you can get it right now. It's one of my favorite buys at tight end. Heading down below him, that's the end of tier 1 here. We're heading into tier 2, and we got to talk about them both here. And Harold Fannin. So Harold Fannin's going to come in at the end of tier 3 for me as well, but Njoku's going to be tier 2. But what people have to realize with Njoku is not only the little injury history that he has, he is a major focal point of the Cleveland Browns offense, 100%. It's him and Jerry Jeudy right now. They're talking about looking for a wide receiver in Chris Olave. Who knows if that will happen. But what you have to look at with Harold Fannin is this man was a receiving yard monster at Bowling Green, second in the NCAA behind Nick Nash. And Njoku's on a 1-year contract here. He's playing for a contract. So this is a very, very, very good time to go get Harold Fannin. Or if you're not contending as well, try and ship Njoku out as well and pick up pieces for the future here. Coming up behind him, I still believe number 12, Kyle Pitts. And I know everyone's out on him, but if you watched what happened last year with Michael Penix when he came in, Pitts' numbers went up. The air utilization yards went up. I do believe that when you got the top offensive line, Bijan and Algier to go behind him, to go with Mooney and Drake London is going to draw all the attention. This could be a big, big year for Kyle Pitts here in this Atlanta Falcons offense. And I know he's burned everybody. He's burned me too for the past, since his rookie year. So 3 years straight. But if there's ever a time, he's on a contract year right now. These are things you have to know, like running backs. When they're on contract years, you smash the play. This is a time to smash probably the lowest value you're going to get for Kyle Pitts in 2 to 3 years here, if he breaks out this year. But I'm going to ride it one more time. Number 13, the LSU monster rookie, Mason Taylor. Just turned 21 a couple of days ago. Happy late birthday to Mason Taylor. And the situation is amazing. Like, if you guys have watched my content, I love Garrett Wilson. He's my number 1 target right now across the board for a wide receiver because of the situation he's in. Mason Taylor is going to see tons of volume here as a rookie. So he's going to come in right away and be impactful. Very, very young. You have Justin Fields, who checks it down at a very high rate to the quarterback or to the running back and the tight end. So Mason Taylor's a very sneaky, even maybe possible starter this year. I just got to see how it plays out, but I think Garrett Wilson's going to get fed it all. Number 14, the most undervalued tight end in redraft best ball everything right now is Evan Ingram. Like, people forget that this guy was tight end too. I mean, a couple years ago, he can ball out. Yes, he has injury history. Now you have Bo Nix, time with Cortland Sutton, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, bunch of home run hitters. The middle of the field should be open. Bo Nix will have his new security blanket, and Evan Ingram is in for a monster year, guys, if he can stay healthy this year. Coming up behind him was the guy I was super high on last year, Jake Ferguson. I'm going to drop him down a little bit this year. Now they have the addition of George Pickens as well. So the target variation is going to be a little different. It's going to be, CeeDee Lamb and Pickens leading the way. He was off to a great start last year until the injury. But now with the more weapons there, and even Shoemaker looked good in his injury, or, in his injury stance when he went down for him. So Jake Ferguson's still going to be my end of tier 2, but he's dropped a lot from where I had him last year. I got to throw that in there. Heading down to tier 3, we're going to hit some wildy vets here. We got Jonnu Smith, and people are really high on drafting him. And I get it, best ball, redraft-wise, dynasty-wise, he's heading into age 30. I know that he was tied in 4 last year, but that was a lot of garbage time point games for him. And, if Tyreek Hill has something crazy happen with what's going on with his life and how all over the roller coaster ride it is, that would definitely open it up more for Jonnu Smith. I know that Jalen Waddle's still trying to come back to the Jalen Waddle stand since the major injury. But, I mean, there's a lot of – this is like the guy you don't want to own, but the guy you do want to own, because he could win you a championship if the circumstances get right. And that's like the hardest part to judge with him right now. But I do have him as my tight end at 16. Coming up behind him, it's The Last Dance. So, as you can see, this is 35 and 29 years old right here in tier 3. Travis Kelce, dropped 25 pounds. Obviously had a down year last year. I'm only concerned, and I know the Chiefs have so many weapons now. They're going to be an air raid attack, right? You got Rashee Rice, who looks like the spins is not happening. Hollywood Brown, 40 track star. Jalen Royals, who am I missing? Jalen Royals and Hollywood Brown to go with it, along with Xavier Worthy. So, this is going to be an electric offense. I don't think they're going to run the ball as much, but I am worried if it's going to be, are we using Travis Kelce at a tight end 1 rate with Noah Gray, or are we going to sprinkle him here and there and save him for the playoff run or the Super Bowl run? So that's the only worry I have with Travis Kelce, but still, if you're a contender, definitely a 1-year buy. If you're, selling and you're not contending, you got to get out while you can. This is one of my favorite tight ends right here. One of the best landing spots. Number 19 is going to be Terrence Ferguson out of the Oregon Ducks, who landed in Sean McVay's system. And why do you got to like this so much? Because Tyler Higbee's been hurt massively for the past 5 years of his career. He's 35 years old. I think he's 33, 34. I'm not exactly sure, but he's on the older side. And this is a second-round capital draft pick here. This is a very high potential to see some usage early here. But if not this year, Terrence Ferguson next year is going to be a smash play and one of my favorite buys as a rookie tight end for low value. Number 19 coming in behind him, Pat Freiermuth. The opportunities are here. It's never sexy in an Arthur Smith offense. We don't know the quarterback. I'm assuming it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Off the top of my head, that's what it looks like. It has to be, or else the Steelers are just throwing in the towel. And all you got is DK Metcalf. So, you got DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren, kind of a receiving back, kind of in between. Caleb Johnson, the big bruiser, is going to get the goal line work as well. And you got Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin. So Pat Freiermuth could be sneaky value here if you need a plug-and-play tight end 2 or, bench depth on your dynasty. I'm willing to go get Pat Freiermuth, but again, it's never sexy with him. Number 21, heading out of tier 4 here, another one. So this is just like Terrence Ferguson. This is just like Harold Fannin. It is Elijah Arroyo. High draft capital spent by the Seahawks on him. Noah Fant on his way out last year. I don't even know if Noah Fant's been relevant for 5 years in my rankings ever. So it's about time they bring in something to help it tight in here. And when you're looking at the contract year, you go buy him now looking ahead, because next year he's going to be the starting tight end. It's already like set in stone. So these are plays you have to make ahead of time. I love Elijah Arroyo, but he is my dynasty tight end 21. Number 22, man, I wanted to put him higher, Brenton Strange, and then Travis Hunter comes in. So now you got BTJ, you got Travis Hunter, you got 3 in backs that are going to rotate in a wild committee. I don't know how that's going to play out with ETN Bigsby and Byshell Tootin, the rookie they just brought in from Virginia Tech. But when you're looking at Trevor Lawrence, you got the system is about to explode. You got Liam Cohen coming over. The offense is going to look electric. I just don't know how much Strange is going to play in here, but I do like him kind of like a Pat Freiermuth tight end 2 on your dynasty if you need it. Coming up after him is going to be the old man, Dallas Goedert. Restructured his contract to stay with Philly. I don't think he would have got much, trade rumors anyways. I'm never really a Dallas Goedert guy. If you need a backup tight end, you could probably go buy him for cheap. But, you got A.J. Brown, you got Devonta Smith, you got the tush push still in play, you got Saquon Barkley. Dallas Goedert's always a sketch start for me. Very, very touchdown dependent. Coming up behind him, kind of the same situation as Dallas Goedert. K. Dotton. And he's 4 years younger than Dallas Goedert. But I'm going to put him behind him because the Bucs are just loading up. Bucky, Rachaad White, great receiving backs, great running backs. Now you got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They bring in Egbuka, who is my favorite wide receiver, besides Travis Hunter. And they have Jalen McMillan. How many targets is he really going to see? Last year, he had his pop games. He had that stretch of 3 weeks where he popped 20 points. But that was when Mike Evans and Chris Godwin were down. He's kind of a dart play, touchdown dependent, just like Dallas Goedert. If you need him out there, I have him at Dynasty 25. Heading down to tier 5, that's in a tier 4. Another favorite buy here, but I just don't like the Bates signing as well. So Ben Sinnott, I've been super high on since coming out of Kansas State. Zach Ertz balls out. He's tight end 7. They bring back Zach Ertz again, and then they signed Jake Bates, who's a blocking tight end, for $10 million. It's just a weird situation, but man, if Ben Sinnott ever gets a chance, he is going to explode. You're going to have JD5. You're going to have Terry McLaurin. Now you got Debo as well. The middle of the field should be running free here. I just want to see him get out there so bad. Coming up behind him at number 27 is going to be Jatavion Sanders, who caught a little rhythm last year, and then he got his injury that, slowed him down. But it's a situation now where the Carolina Panthers have so many wide receivers. You got Ted McMillan taken off the board, number 1 wide receiver in the draft. They bring in Hunter Renfrow out of OTAs. Xavier Legette was a high draft pick last year. Jalen Coker's due for a breakout. Jimmy Horn is balling in camp. There's so many mouths to feed. He is super young still at 22 years old. Do I like it? You could buy it for cheap, I guess, but it's never going to be a solid start for me. And now we're going to get some wilding vets here at the end because they are older, and these are tight ends that are pretty much heading towards the other side. So they're down here. I do like them. I do like Hunter Henry redraft style. Dynasty, not as much. You got Stephon Diggs. They bring in Kyle Williams. I still want to see my guy Javon Baker ball out. Travion Henderson to go with Ramondre Stevenson. The Patriots should be better. He should be still a security blanket, but dynasty-wise, I don't really want to own him dynasty-wise. Dalton Schultz, same kind of situation. We'll talk about them both here. 29 and 30 are going to be Dalton Schultz and Mike Gesicki. Look at their situations. You got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and for Dalton Schultz, you got Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, Christian Kirk. Joe Mixon's a great receiving back. Both these guys are dart throw tier plays at the end to round out the top 30. Thank you guys for rocking with me today. That is the end of the episode. That is my Dynasty top 30 tight ends. Next week, I'm going to dive into some buys, some sells, some different ways to predict Dynasty and trades and stuff you should be making. But at the beginning of the video, I talked about our License to Snipe Discord that we have launched. So what I've done here, this is a rebuild variation of one of my teams here. As you can see, Justin Fields, Hampton, Travion Henderson, Wilson, Chris Olave, Loveland, Travis Hunter, Ted McMillan, Matthew Golden. Very good rebuild. 16-man Superflex draft, how to keep it competitive and young. I just drafted this team as well. But showing you these is showing you that we can do this for you in Patreon. If you are new to Dynasty and you need help with anything, we have launched our Patreon. We are at 75 members now, currently growing. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support. License to Snipe is the Discord. It is tagged in the comments below. It will be also, you could also search it up on Patreon, all that there. We provide everything for you guys. Discord chat, live chat with both of us, trade talk, Dynasty Rankings, redraft top 200 pick'ems when the season starts, DFS ticket plays. Then we have one-on-one trade talk, best ball strategies, roster reviews, draft with you, and my guy Big Draft Energy, co-host of the show, has a legit free best ball guide on there and a full breakdown of every single team and how to draft your players for the best return on investment. So if you guys have not checked out his YouTube channel as well, it is also in the link. Make sure you smash my guy a like and subscribe as well. And, on the way out, always amazing having you guys here. Same thing again. Hit them with a like and subscribe again. Make sure you guys tap that button. All the support has been absolutely amazing. I cannot thank you guys enough. Again, it is Memorial Day weekend. Stay safe, have some fun, go out with your family. We're about to head out here as well, and I will catch you guys in the next episode, man. Sleez Bomb out.